So much to talk about, so little time. Actually, all the time. You know why? Tia's out of town, so I don't have to be anywhere tonight. So, in theory, we could make this the longest Chat with Gunner podcast in the history.
If we wanted to.
If we wanted to.
Do we want to?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
We've already talked for an hour.
Yeah.
So, welcome to Chat with Gunner episode 36. Welcome, everybody. So this another episode of where pretty much this show has turned into, because I'm lazy and I don't get to see Ethan that much, this show has turned into a conversation with me and Ethan.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is we need to get Ethan a webcam so that he can also be seen on the show. I think that's fair.
I mean, that's fair.
You know?
Yeah. We'll work on it.
How do we do that?
Move one of the webcams we already have.
Oh, why don't we do that?
We'll do that next week.
All right.
We'll do that next week.
Okay.
Because I'll have to set up all of this back here. And,
Yeah. All right.
Anyway.
What's up, bro?
Nothing. I watched Mulan.
Yeah, you told me. It sucked.
We're just gonna go through all of our conversation we just had, but yeah, Mulan. It was not good. It was all right. So I'm happy, and I don't say this a lot because I usually say if you're gonna watch a movie, you should pay for it. However, at this point, Disney is not the company I'm going to be, holding the banner for.
Gotcha. You're not Team Disney right now.
I'm not Team Disney right now.
Too many other good teams.
The Marvel movies are over. They're gonna come back, and I'll probably revamp my Disney Plus so I can watch Falcon and Winter Soldier, a little bit of whatever else is coming. I don't even remember.
Black Widow.
I will watch Black Widow.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. ScarJo can save a movie. However, Jet Li and Donnie Yen cannot save a movie. That movie is Mulan. It's
Jet Li's in Mulan?
Jet Li is the Emperor.
Huh.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
He was the Monkey King in Forbidden Kingdom. Also a very good kung fu movie. Donnie Yen, he's Ip Man. He's the guy that...
Oh, yeah.
He's the guy that trained Bruce Lee, and all of his movies have been good. Can't complain. However...
So what happened?
I can boil it down to this. This one line that I've come up with to tell people about Mulan.
All right.
Even if they had literally everything they took out of Mulan, it would not have made this a good movie. If they had made if it was the same cast and crew and time, all of that stuff, if they had musicals, if it was a musical with songs, if it had the cricket and Mushu, if it had Shang, if it had the original bad guy, it would not have been a good movie. Because one, the actress that plays Mulan, she's a decent actress. She's been in a few things that I like. But this script, it's not good. It was very bad.
So it's not the same movie as the cartoon.
It is the same story. It is a
but
peasant girl
Mm-hmm.
whose father was a general, or he's a veteran in the Chinese army. The Northerners are attacking China, and they're attempting to overthrow the emperor that is sitting in China. And her father gets conscripted. She goes instead of him. Has to hide her identity. Has to pretend she's a guy. All this and that. But, and this is where it breaks down for me. There's a little too much mysticism. There's like a whole thing with chi and harmony and being true to yourself.
Did you just say that? Very
true
racist?
To yourself.
Okay.
Well, I'm Asian. It's not racist.
I got you.
Yeah.
It's like me speaking Southern white.
Yeah, exactly.
American white over here.
Very redneck. It's basically
very American white.
Very American white. But no, so like the first scene, it's her as a girl, just like showing that she's rebellious. She's not the perfect daughter. That was a theme in the first movie in the animation, and that's fine. But she does a stunt from the top of a building to the bottom of a building that looked terrible. Now, kung fu movies, let's be honest here, don't always look good.
A little cheesy.
They're a little cheesy, and I like that.
Yeah.
I like cheesy
Sometimes
action.
I enjoy the cheesy.
Yeah, Jackie Chan, some of his movies, I'm pretty sure I've seen the wires pulling on his shirt.
Maybe.
But I love Jackie Chan and I love those movies.
Yep.
This, however, I didn't see wires. I didn't see pulling on shirts or anything. But you could just tell, like just looking at it, looking at the way they fell, the way they did everything. It looked bad. And that was my only hope for this movie. I told myself, even if this is a bad Mulan movie, at least I'll get good action.
Yeah. No.
And it's not even that great. There is two things that happen repeatedly throughout this movie that I was just like, this is the 5th time they've done it.
Squinting eyes.
Wow, that's really racist. No, it's catching an arrow and kicking it, either a spear or a plank of wood or something, with your foot while doing a backflip. It happened multiple times.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You can do it twice. You can do it once when they're training and whatnot.
Yeah.
You can do it once when it's the very end.
We got to put it into action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. But they do it 7 times. And the guy catches it, like, there are people that catch arrows multiple times.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's not that cool once you do it 5 times.
Right.
It was super cool the first time.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Right.
It was very cool.
But then
then they did it 2 more times, and I was like, I'm over. Then they did it 2 more times. I'm really over it.
Yeah.
Don't do it again.
Okay.
Come on. However, 2 good things. The training scene, very good. Well, 3 good things. The training scenes, when she's at the boot camp, very, very good.
Which is my favorite part of the cartoon.
Exactly. Make a man out of you.
Mm-hmm.
The second good thing, the music.
It's a Disney movie.
It's a Disney movie.
Yeah.
It's always going to be good.
Right.
And Celine Dion maybe it's not Celine Dion. It's either Celine Dion or it's, shoot, I'm forgetting her name. I'll have to look it up.
Faith Hill?
No, another C name.
I don't know.
Shakira? No, that's an S.
Shakira and Celine Dion. Sierra?
No, it's the other one. It's with Shakira. There's the other one. I can't remember her name.
I don't know.
2000s pop star. Anyway, she does a good rendition for the credits, but also during the movie, you know the song Reflections?
Maybe.
When it's Mulan and she's sad at the very beginning, she's singing to herself next to the stone dragon. Mm-hmm. That's Reflections. That is the Mulan song.
Gotcha.
For her. Like, it's her character song.
Yeah.
Very good. Love that song. That's the song that was orchestral in the trailer that I kind of got a little emotional about because it was really freaking good. Mm-hmm. And in the movie, it doesn't come over like singing or anything like that, but you hear those notes as there's like a good crescendo of emotion. Mm-hmm. It's very good.
Good scene.
Good scene. Very good scene.
So it is not as, I guess you would say, copied as much as Lion King,
Beauty and the Beast,
or Beauty and the Beast, or Aladdin.
No, it's not. It's not close, because they wanted to be realistic, and that's my third point. No. My third point, the realism part, when there's not the mysticism of chi and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. When they're like, okay, we have to explain some of this stuff realistically. Mm-hmm. I liked that. Okay. I appreciated it. There was a specific thing that I was like, ooh, that's very interesting. I like that. It's when they're a group of Huns riding horses, running away from Mulan and her platoon, chasing after them on horses. And the Huns, instead of like having to like shuffle around to turn around to fire their arrows, they literally like dip down, and so they ride side saddle, holding onto the reins of the horse, and they like slip down the side of the saddle and then pop back up using the force of the horse running to flip up and over and turn around. That was very cool.
Right.
I like how they explain that. It's just it's one of those kung fu movie things that probably wouldn't work necessarily, but I believe it.
But if you could do it, maybe.
If you can do that, that's pretty freaking cool.
No.
But that doesn't save a movie.
Right.
3 things do not save a movie, especially when, and I'm going to go on a little bit of a tirade, especially when Disney films the movie and thanks the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party. They thank the CCP for letting them film in Xinjiang. Xinjiang province, which is the province where there are the most, let's just say, summer camps for a certain religion of Chinese people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
it's a little dystopian, if
we'll sketch.
I do say that. Yeah.
Okay.
Just a big capitalist company just totally turning a blind eye to the human rights violations that are happening in a place they wanted to film a movie.
Yeah. Well,
it's a little rough.
So on the Ethan scale, which we're going to create here on the show,
the Ethan scale,
I like it.
What
would your rating be out of a 10?
Out of a 10?
Out of a 10.
Ooh.
First of all, we got to figure out which movie is a 10, so that
Dark Knight.
You're putting Dark Knight 10.
Dark Knight is a 10.
Okay, so
10 on like a good movie scale.
Yeah.
Also a 10, and this is just going to be my personal preference, so that everyone has a barometer for me. Another good movie, excellent movie, maybe a perfect movie. I'm gonna have to go with Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Also a good movie, Bruce Almighty. Not perfect. That's probably like a solid 7, 8. I don't know why.
Bruce Almighty.
It's just good.
Is that Jim Carrey?
Jim Carrey. And Morgan Freeman is God.
Yeah.
Like, how is that a bad movie?
Right.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
But a definite 1, Mulan.
1.
Dude,
What also is a 1?
What also is a 1 on the Ethan scale of terrible movies?
Just so I can kind of get an idea.
Ooh, it's rough because I don't hate a lot of movies.
I'm easy on movies.
I am very easy.
You know why?
Movies.
Because I buy them.
Exactly.
Either it's streamed and I pay for that, it's cable and I did pay for that, or I go to the movies and you really pay for that.
Yeah, and it's just like there's the sunk cost fallacy. You put money in, you're gonna appreciate whatever you put the money into, even if it's shitty. Yeah. You're gonna appreciate it. And I think that's why I can give Mulan a 1.
Well, even if you're looking at say you pirate a movie, right? I know people don't do that. You're not supposed to. But say you do pirate a movie, you're still paying for it. You're paying for the Wi-Fi, or you're paying for your cellular data, however it is. So you're paying for whatever you're watching. It's just a matter of how you're paying for it. So I'm easy on movies.
I would say a definite 1 on the scale of bad movies is The Room. If I'm just grading it, like I said, Dark Knight is the perfect movie.
The Room. Lord
of the Rings, the perfect movie. Mulan, the worst movie. The Room with what's his name? Shoot. I don't
think I've ever seen it.
Tommy Wiseau. It's the movie that James Franco and Seth Rogen made a movie mocking.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Okay.
It's one of those movies that's so bad it's good.
So like Sharknado.
Sharknado is a solid 3.
Okay, because it's so bad.
Entertaining.
Yeah, so bad.
And that's why I was trying to get with The Room. There's a point in my life where I was like, that is a terrible movie. I cannot watch it. But I've grown up a little bit. I've seen it twice. The second time I was like, okay, I know what's happening here, and I've heard the story behind the movie. Yeah. It's hilarious. It's a funny movie when you watch it like that.
So like the Avengers.
Avengers?
Yeah.
I think that might be a 9 or a 10.
Okay. So I got you. All right.
Yeah, because like, and the Avengers is a little rough for me.
I'm trying to fill us both out. Armageddon.
Armageddon? It's a 6.
Okay.
It's on the good scale. I can watch it. I don't necessarily search it out. 7.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, these
Saving
are movies.
Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan is a solid 7.5 to 8.
Okay.
It's on
Inglourious Bastards.
Inglourious Bastards. You know what? I've seen snippets of it.
Ooh.
I haven't seen the whole thing all the way through.
It's pretty good.
It's very good. But I will have to give that Tarantino films, Christopher Nolan films, probably going to be on the better side.
Okay.
So I'm going to give it a solid 6.
So one of the key factors for you, like with me, if I'm looking at trying to compare it here, if I'm looking at workout programs or stuff like that, I'm going after the top strength coaches.
Oh yeah.
You, when you're looking at expectations going into a movie, you're looking at top producers, top directors,
top producers, top directors, top actors.
Yeah.
or actresses.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Ooh, Wolf of Wall Street. That's a tough one. I would say it is a. If I were to give it a lower grade, it'd be an 8, but I want to say 9. It's only an 8 because it's like, man, I just there are times where I've seen it on and I was just like, I don't need to watch it again.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So Wolf of Wall Street, the entire movie is a 7 or 8. The first 45 minutes is an 11.
Yes. The first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
First half, whatever.
It's
just like, wow, that is a life.
What would you call that? The first act? The first act.
The first half of the second act. It's just,
really
wow.
Good. Yeah.
That happened. That was real.
Yeah, really good.
And then everything starts turning sideways and you're like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
That's why it happened.
And it's like it's a real story.
Karma came back.
Yeah. And it's real. It's
yeah.
Like that's
that guy has probably he's done his time. He's paid his dues back to society. Mm-hmm. Whatever you want to say. He's fine.
So still Jordan Belfort.
Yep.
He's a sales trainer. That's what he does now. And I have his books. I've listened to The Way of the Wolf.
We should reach
I've listened to it. He has a podcast now, The Wolf's Den.
Dang it.
It's very successful. And he does sales training. It's called Straight Line Persuasion. That's a sales training.
I like it.
That's what he has patented, right?
Sold me a pen.
Yep. So he's pretty sweet. So what he's did is he's, got out or whatever, and he's already paid back the money that he owes.
That's good. Like I like that's one of those stories where like sure he was kind of like a scummy guy. Mm-hmm. He got his first fortune off of being a really less than reputable guy. But
he was 24, 25, 26 years old when he was running a $1 billion company.
Let's be honest here. If I could do that, I would probably do exactly what he did.
Yeah. So you got to think he stopped doing what he was doing 3 years prior to him getting caught and getting arrested.
Yeah, he was just sitting.
Yeah,
he was sitting pretty and clean.
Yeah.
Well, not clean.
He had already cleaned up. He had already kind of backed away from whatever. And
that's not really touched on in the movie.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, the way he gets arrested in the movie is not how he got arrested. He actually got, like, the way they arrested him was they called him and said, hey, man, turn yourself in tomorrow. Make sure you tell your family you're going to prison. Like, that was how he got arrested.
But he also, I mean, didn't he, I want to say squeal, he pled guilty for lesser
He did
charges.
Because he turned everybody in.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's kind of the bad rap for him. Also,
but let's be honest here, and I feel like this is literally everybody. When it comes down to it, if you're looking at life in prison, you're gonna find a way out.
Yeah.
Not saying I would do it.
Right.
But I'm sure everyone would do it.
And all those people that went to prison, they're out and they all made good money.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like he's the one to take the biggest hit financially.
Exactly. And I feel like, and just the way that he dealt with everything, and at least with the people, I feel like once they're all out, he would probably have been like, hey, I'm already doing this other thing. Let's do this together again.
So the guy that Jonah Hill played, he kind of played two people, right, combined. You know how they do it in movies. Well, anyways, that guy still doesn't talk to him. They completely split ties.
That's fair.
He screwed him,
those
right?
But
the FBI agent that caught him and arrested him, now they're friends.
I mean,
He did his podcast, and they told the whole story. And it was awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
I gotta go listen to that.
Yeah, you need to listen. Look up the FBI agent that comes on Jordan Belfort's podcast. 2-part series. It's incredible.
That sounds amazing.
Yep. Also, Jordan Belfort does a podcast with Grant Cardone, who is another top sales trainer in the world. And they go into like a sales training heavyweight battle.
Damn.
And Jordan Belfort
cleans house?
Yeah. He does a pretty good job. He's pretty smooth, man.
Yeah.
He's not as good looking as Leonardo.
Oh no.
But he's
nobody is.
But he's really smooth.
Yeah.
Really smooth. Where was I going with that?
I'm trying to think of other like perfect movies.
Where was I going with that? Oh, anyways, so he gets out of prison, right? Pays back the majority of the money.
Yeah.
This is how smart this guy is. Takes his company and makes it based out of Australia. The one place where the government can't get a hold of his money to make him pay back anything else. So he's got a $100 million company down in Australia that he's living off of. And that's where everything's based out of. He lives in like LA or New York.
But he has paid off everything anyway.
He's paid off everything, but they were trying to get more out of him, like some back taxes or whatever it is. So he was like, no. So he paid off everything, then put all of his money into Australia, and they can't touch it.
Fair enough.
So people still think he's kind of scummy because he does that, but dude, you got to live your life.
Like and this is the same thing people say, like the smart like business people I've ever talked to, even the people that don't like Trump plays the game.
Yeah.
It's a game.
It's a game.
You have to know what you're doing, and some people are smart about it, some people aren't.
Yeah.
And if you're not smart about it, you'll lose all your money.
Yeah.
If you're smart about it, you make lots of money.
Yeah.
And like my friend who's in college, one of the American whites.
The American whites.
But he's a good guy. But he's going for business finance. And he told me, he was like, listen, I don't like Trump, but he is kind of like everybody that I've ever talked to at that college. He's kind of their idol.
Yeah.
Because he's so smart about how he plays the game. The bankruptcies, and he was explaining to me, which I already understood, but he was like explaining it more like a business person would. It was just like the bankruptcies literally were he bankrupted companies in the like a 2 or 3 week window that was perfect for him to move forward with more money. It's just crazy. Anyway, back to movies.
Yeah,
I don't want to talk about business.
Yeah, right. Back to
sales.
Movies. Yeah, let's not talk about sales, even though this week I hit the $1 million mark.
Ooh.
Yeah, finally.
Ooh.
So that was started February 10th. Got my first account February 20th. And here we are, September the 9th. 10th?
Yeah.
Okay, September the 10th. We did this on Monday, so that would have been the 7th.
Yeah.
On the 7th, we hit $1 million revenue. So if you want to learn how to get $1 million account, I'm your guy.
Whoa.
I'm your guy.
Come back when you've made $1 million.
Well, the next step is, so I've done $1 million revenue by myself.
Okay.
Pretty big deal. We're doing that at 15% margin. So put the numbers together there. It's $150,000 margin. We've done 100 of that in 2 months. So now, if we pace the way we're going to pace, within 18 months from start date, I should have made $1 million margin.
Yeah.
So then the next step is, how do we turn that $1 million margin into $1 million in my pocket?
Exactly.
So that's my plan. $1 million revenue, $1 million of margin, $1 million in my pocket. That's the game.
That's the game.
And I'm going to hit all 3 of those.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to movies.
But movies. Lord of the Rings, obviously. I already said
Okay.
it. Star Wars, it's going to be lower than you think. The original Star Wars. Episode 4, New Hope.
Yeah.
It is a 7.
Okay.
Empire Strikes Back, it's a 9.
Okay.
Jedi, episode 6, it's a solid 8.
I got you. So it's good.
Yeah,
we're good.
All of them are good.
Yeah.
Even the prequels. I've changed again. I've watched them later in life when I've thought more about them, when I've understood more of them. Because there was a time period where I was like watching movies as a kid, and then some switch flipped like very quickly, where I went back and started watching old movies that I remember watching and loving, that I loved more, because I was like, oh, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Right.
And it was like within a year span. It was so weird.
So here's how I interpret this from you. Your top movies are more sci-fi, more fantasy, more creative type movies.
I'm definitely
that are
a nerd.
brought to life.
Yes.
In the way that you think they should be brought to life in the time frame that they're created.
Yes.
Okay. So like if they redid Empire Strikes Back again, modern day, it's not going to be as good as what.
It depends. It could be good.
Okay.
Any movie can be good.
But it would have to be so much better. It would have to be modern Star Wars, but with the same script.
It would have to be prequel level Star Wars, or like how about this, The Mandalorian level Star Wars.
The Mandalorian.
That's almost a perfect series. That's like, Logan. I just thought of that because westerns. That's a 10.
Wolverine.
Yeah, that's a 10.
I haven't seen that all the way through.
Why?
And I'm a huge Wolverine nut.
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, I'm a huge Hugh Jackman nut.
Huge.
Yeah. Okay, so here's some 10s from me. Just kind of spitting off the top of my head.
Hit me with them.
Rocky 4.
Okay. Here's my thing. I've only ever seen Rocky 1.
See,
and that's by choice, because I loved Rocky 1.
So like Rocky 4, Rocky 1 is good, really good. Also slow.
Yes. It's a product of its time.
Yeah. Rocky 4 is more 80s action movie Rocky.
Okay.
Instead of late 70s drama Rocky.
Okay. And I think that's what the key of Rocky was like it pivoted in the right way to make it a franchise.
Yeah. Rocky 4, you could tell Rambo had came out.
That
makes sense.
That makes sense.
And then for me, I appreciated the fact that was the best in shape that Sylvester ever got for Rocky. Like he was in really good shape for Rocky 3.
Which one was 4?
Drago, the Russian. In the snow.
Oh,
it's the reason why I work out. That's
to be Drago or Stallone?
Both. Dude, like that's the reason why.
If you ever walk in here with white hair, I know you've hit your peak.
I've turned into a Super Saiyan. Yeah.
So that's a weird reference for you to know.
Yeah, I leveled up. So what is it, 9,000?
Over
9,000. Yeah. So my buddy, that funny story, Chase Martino, my buddy I worked with at Lipsy, like you wouldn't think it, the biggest Dragon Ball Z nerd, and I used to make fun of him all the time.
I love
because he made fun of me for wrestling, and I was like, "Well, you watch cartoon anime, like you can't make fun of me for wrestling."
Let's be honest here, Dragon Ball Z and wrestling are very similar.
Right? I'm with it.
It's just guys yelling at each other and punching a few times.
Yeah, so I get it. And it's one of those things where unless you grew up watching it, you can't go back and like appreciate it. Like, so I can't start watching Dragon Ball Z and get into it, and he can't start watching wrestling and get into it.
Yeah, like anime, wrestling, those are things that you grow up with, like you just said. You grow up with them, you love them, and then you can grow out of them.
Yeah.
But you'll always go back and be like, it's there.
Yeah.
I can veg out on some decent anime.
Yeah, I get you. Not me, but it's because I just didn't.
Exactly.
I didn't.
It's just like
choose to do it when I was. Yeah. I picked wrestling instead of anime. Some people pick both.
And those are some weird people.
Those are completely video game nerds. That's 100% what they. No, that's no doubt. Like that's like they're like you got your nerd level. Then there's like the next nerd level.
Yeah, I am a big nerd. But I've reined myself in because I'm like...
You're not over 9,000 nerd.
Yeah, no.
There's plenty of those. All right, where was we at?
Movies. Your perfect movies. Rocky 4.
Rocky 4 is like one of my favorites of all time. Okay. Also, the first Fast and Furious.
Okay.
It's up there. Maybe not a 10, but it's definitely not anything lower than an 8.
I can respect that.
The rest of them, they're all lower.
4.
They're all like, I will watch them.
Of course.
But the first Fast and the Furious, for its time, was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
What else? Remember the Titans.
Okay. I can respect that.
As a sports guy, growing up, really hard to beat that.
Yeah.
I thought The Patriot was good.
The Patriot's good.
I'd say it's not a 10, but it's up there.
No. It's one of those movies that you watch and you're like, damn, I love this country.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those.
Revolutionary War. I don't know what. There's something about it that always has clicked in my brain. It's just like I like that.
The Godfather.
Ooh, okay.
So I just watched that again this week, and I watched it with Marcus.
Yeah.
So funny story. So yeah, I was trying to get him to go to sleep. This was just a couple nights ago. I was trying to get him to go to sleep, and I figure if I turn my show on, he goes into our bedroom, and I turn on YouTube, and he just kind of goes on from there, watches whatever. But for some reason, he went into the bedroom, came back out, and was like, I just want to watch your show. And I was like, oh, okay. All right, I'm watching Godfather. And it was like just coming on, right? So this kid makes it 2 hours into Godfather. Dang. It's only a 2 hour and 45-minute movie.
Yeah.
So he makes it 2 hours in and is asking questions as it's happening. The main question he asked is, there's one scene, it's like the most famous Godfather scene, and it's where the horse's head ends up in the bed, and there's blood everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what he remembers from this movie, okay?
Do you have anything to say about this?
So he wants to know how the horse's head got there, why there's so much blood. Did that guy cut off the horse's head? Oh, did he use a knife? Did he shoot it with a gun? Like he's asking these questions, right?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So, and he's just like in awe of this horse's head.
Should I say that poor kid?
No.
Okay.
So, I mean, I grew up like this. My dad did the same thing with me. So
I watched Terminator way too early.
Now we're getting to some other good movies. So, Judgment Day is a 10. So, the next morning, Tia's working night shift, so she gets home. Mm-hmm. Like, he wakes up to her. Not even like, good morning, mommy. Hey, mommy. How was work? None of this stuff. He wakes up, like shakes off the sleep out of his eye and goes, Mommy, we watched the movie last night where the guy had the knife and cut the horse's head off and there was blood everywhere in the bed. And she looks at me and I was like,
at what time was this?
6:15, 6:30 in the morning,
Oh
7, somewhere around that time. And I was like, we watched The Godfather. And she was like, you got to quit watching these movies with him. And I was like,
he wanted to watch it.
you know what one of his favorite movies is right now? Chucky.
Why?
I don't know.
Kid?
I don't know how he likes it. I don't even know how he knows about it. So through YouTube, he goes down these rabbit holes.
Oh
it started out with Ryan, right?
Jeez.
And then it goes to Blippi. Like just less than a year ago, we was talking about Ryan and Blippi. Yeah. Doesn't watch that anymore. Now he watches like country music videos, Stephen Cher, which is I think the reason why it's getting into a little bit more adult stuff because he's older, and he's transitioned into like horror films, but it's parodies, but it's people actually playing the characters.
I don't like.
Have you heard of Baby Doll?
Yeah. From
the movie Death Night.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. So
there's that. There's these guys that do these videos that have millions of views, by the way, which is frustrating. Millions of views. They do, what is the thing where you jump around outside? Parkour?
Yeah, parkour, yeah.
Parkour in these Halloween outfits. So it's like
kind of impressive, actually.
Yeah, and it's like these people trying to get away from Jason, Freddy, the Leprechaun, Chucky, all these people Baby Doll, all these people dressed up, but they're in parkour, and it's like they're in dreams. So it's like they wake up, boom, 7 o'clock, they take off running, and it's like they're in a video game.
Pretty cool.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
So I mean,
but I don't think Marcus should be watching.
But that's what he watches, and he sees like Chucky, and he's like, oh, I want to watch Chucky. So then he goes to my Amazon Prime, and he goes and he
does it himself.
Yeah, all of this is himself.
Gosh.
Yeah, all this because T will be asleep while I'm at work. So if he stays home for the day and doesn't go to school, which happens sometimes, just so he can be with her, he just watches TV all day, while she's taking naps. And he's 4. And this dude is just working Amazon. I'll get a notification on my phone because I get a notification every time my card swipes.
Yeah.
So every time he buys something off Amazon Prime, it pops up on my phone.
My gosh.
And they'd be like, you just purchased Chucky. You just purchased Chucky's Bride. You just purchased, yeah. And he watches them all, like the entire movie, and knows the scenes. Like how kids, like how I knew Power Rangers. He knows Chucky.
I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it. Marcus is going to grow up weird, bro.
I love it.
He's going to be a weird kid.
And you know what's also great? He loves Kong. Like Skull Island.
Okay.
Yeah, loves that movie.
Oh, Godzilla? Godzilla, the first one, like 2015, 2016? And 9.
Okay.
King of the Monsters is 7.5, 8.
You know it's going to be a 10?
Kong versus Godzilla. Dude, I'm so excited. Pacific Rim.
A surprising 9.
A surprising 9. I went and saw it with 2 friends. Well, it was a friend and a mutual acquaintance.
Mm-hmm.
She hates Pacific Rim.
How?
Want to know why?
Why?
Because of the experience she had with that acquaintance of ours. That it's very awkward for me to be the third wheel on. And I feel terrible because it's a good movie.
Yeah.
And she's just like, I can't watch it without thinking about how creepy that guy was.
A memory.
It's a bad memory.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
And I get it. Like, I've never told her, like, that's dumb. It's like, yeah, it's fair.
Yeah.
But Pacific Rim is a very good movie. The second one I haven't seen because I was just
second one's not anywhere close.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I heard. John Boyega, I love the actor.
Star Wars guy.
Yeah. I think I would like it, but
no, you won't. You would think you would like it. I was super excited for it.
Yeah.
And it was a letdown.
Guillermo del Toro, the director for it, always makes good movies.
So like Transformers.
It is a solid 5. Well, the series is a solid 5. The first one, to me, because of where, again, it's all about my context for when I first watched the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Came out when I was like 7 or 8. Right before I moved down here, I was just a kid, didn't have anything to worry about. Went and saw Transformers with my mom, vegged out with some popcorn and an icy. That's how long this has been going.
Mm-hmm.
Every time. popcorn.
You need popcorn. You need to get the peanut M&Ms, put it in the popcorn.
No.
Shake it up, bro.
I don't put it in. I don't mix.
You gotta mix.
Maybe I should, but I don't mix.
At least once.
When I was that young, I didn't mix.
Okay.
How about that? Peanut M&Ms, popcorn, cherry icy, maybe a little bit of Coke icy.
Yeah.
Just a little bit,
Maybe
not a lot.
I got you.
But enough to make it a cherry Coke icy.
Okay.
And then we watched Transformers. I didn't get any of the sex jokes, but I did know Megan Fox. She's a hot woman.
Yeah.
I just knew that.
Megan Fox is also dating a Golden Girls wannabe right now in Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
Have you seen his outfits he's wearing?
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
You know what? Do him.
Yeah, I guess.
You can do him.
I guess.
Yeah,
But
I'm not.
please don't wear a pearl necklace with a.
I will say this.
With a cut off turtleneck.
You know what?
It's a little weird.
If he can pull it off and people like him for it, whatever.
I guess.
He can do it. I can't.
Good
for him.
I definitely can't.
But I will say this: Machine Gun Kelly, one of his newer songs, I think is his single that he put out a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad.
Also, not a bad actor in Project Power.
Yeah. I have yet to see Project Power. I've heard plenty of good things.
You will like it.
I'm sure I will.
I believe that it would top a 6.
Well, you can't say that now.
No, I'm looking at your other movies, and I'm telling you, it's a good movie.
Okay.
But it's not going to be one of your best movies.
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay.
I now have a good radar as to what I can tell you.
I'm trying to think of what else there is. Because Transformers, like I was saying, I didn't give it a final rating on the first one. Context of everything I went through when I watched it the first time, watching it later on, getting the jokes, and I'm just being like, this is a dumb movie. Yeah. Michael Bay, he is a director. Mm-hmm. He is a director. Whether or not he's good depends on the movie. The Transformers series has been run into the ground harder than the Hindenburg. What you take away from that is up to you. But the first Transformers, there were plenty of explosions, plenty of Megan Fox. It is a solid 8. Okay. The rest of the series, I would probably just put around 5. Okay. Can't hate them, but I just don't think I would ever sit down and watch them again.
Out of the Terminators, Judgment Day is number 1.
So as I said before, I watched Terminator 1 way too early. Way too early. After Transformers. That would have been absolutely too early. Yeah. I was probably 13 when I first watched the first Terminator. Mm-hmm. And my mom was at work, and my stepdad was like, we'll watch Terminator. And then we got to the very interesting scene in the hotel. Mm-hmm. And he was like, "Oh shit!" Yeah. My stepdad does not cuss. He doesn't even he'll say shit once in a while. Right. Since my baby sister is coming around, he has tried never to say it. Mm-hmm. But that was one of the first times I ever heard him say it as an expletive. Right. Just like, "Oh shit!" And he just covered up the screen with a big he just stood in front of the TV. And I was like, "What's going on? What am I missing?" Yeah. But it is an 8. Judgment Day is also an 8.
An 8?
Yeah. It's good. I love it. But, and here's my thing. I hate that I didn't see it blind. It's just like Empire Strikes Back. You know what the big reveal is. You know that Darth Vader is Luke's father because of pop culture. Mm-hmm. In Terminator 2, you know what the big reveal is. The liquid Terminator is not the good guy. Even though he's a policeman, you know he's not a good guy. Mm-hmm. And the way that the film is made, and the way that it's shot, and everything everything leading up to it, it is putting Arnold as another bad Terminator. Mm-hmm. Until the moment in the psychiatric ward, where it's the hallway, mm-hmm. and the two Terminators are facing off at each other. Schwarzenegger's got a shotgun. He's about to shoot Sarah Connor, but he doesn't. He shoots the other Terminator. So, perspective and timing. Ready? Yeah. The first Terminator I ever saw was Judgment Day. Okay. So I didn't know. And it's so good, right? And it was also the first movie that we ever had Dolby Digital surround sound at our home. Oh, shit. Yeah. Like with the cords and everything. Like you had to wire that stuff for a whole day. Like Dad spent the half of the day setting up this surround sound can appreciate that.
Yeah, and the first movie we ever watched on DVD in Dolby Digital surround sound
Was Judgment Day?
Was Judgment Day.
Hell yeah.
As loud as it could go.
Oh god, yeah. Yeah. There's something about like owning your own house to do shit like that.
Yeah.
It's free.
So that was, yeah, man. I mean, that was, and I watched it at an age where it was like, I got it.
Yeah.
Like I might have been either late middle school, early high school.
That's fair.
I got it.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch Terminator until just a couple years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So I always knew Arnold as the good guy. So when I went back and watched it, I was a little confused as of why he was the bad guy.
Okay.
So
that's weird.
Yeah.
That's
so
really weird.
So that's why I think it's so good. And then I had to go down this like I did with Batman, where I did like all the research. I went through and did all the research on like Terminator.
Again, like I was saying, the second movie is shot, so you think that, oh wow, Terminator's gonna get him.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't. Mm-hmm. He gets the bad Terminator.
Yeah.
What's another? Okay, because it just came back out, we're gonna talk a little bit about Keanu Reeves.
Okay. John Wick.
John Wick. What you think? What is your score? And what is my score?
So here's what I think about John Wick. I had no expectations going into the movie.
Of course not.
Right?
It was a new IP. There was nothing known about it.
It was, and Keanu had been doing like some straight to DVD work.
Yeah.
Right? So I just assumed, I didn't even know it went to the theaters. I watched it when it was out on DVD.
Okay.
So, or like out on streaming or whatever,
Yeah,
like probably Redbox or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched it. And it was great.
It was so good.
It's a 9 or a 10.
Yeah. I think it's a 9.5. There's like 2 or 3 things that I'd pick out that I'm just like, eh.
So,
but that's nitpicking for sure.
2 and 3 are not.
No. But they're still good.
They're good.
They're on the 6 to 10 scale.
Yeah, they're on the 6 to 8 scale.
Okay.
So maybe 6 to 7.
Yeah.
Because they're never going to be as good as the first one.
Of course not.
That's
Just
like Fast
Avengers.
and Furious.
Avengers.
Yeah, Avengers.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
You hit the mark on the first one.
Yeah.
Maybe you shouldn't have tried that hard the second time.
Yeah.
But actually, I wasn't gonna go with John Wick. I was gonna go with Bill and Ted. Have you ever seen Bill and Ted?
Bill and Ted. They're coming out with a new one.
Yeah, the new one's out.
I don't know anything about it.
So here's the thing: they're campy movies. They're 80s, I think, 80s or 70s. They're really dumb movies. They're Wayne's World level.
Okay.
But they're actually really fucking funny.
Hmm.
So I appreciate it. So I would have to give those like a 5 or 6.
Okay.
Now The Matrix.
Dude.
Again, you make a perfect movie. You don't have to make a second one.
Yeah. Here's my problem.
Oh no. Don't do it.
I'm gonna hurt your feelings. I went to the movies to watch it with my brother-in-law.
Okay.
I was young.
Okay.
So when did The Matrix come out?
2003. I actually want to fact check that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right.
I'm thinking more like 99.
Oh no, it was 99. I'm way off.
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
know why.
So I'm 8.
Yeah.
Your boy's not picking up what they're putting down in this.
Yeah, that is it is a dumb smart movie.
So here's what happens. I go to sleep.
Oh no.
Okay. Then 2 and 3 comes out. I never want to watch those with him ever again. And then guess what? The video games come out, and they're hard. I'm not a fan of it. I can't beat them because I don't know what's going on. I'm still 10. I don't know how to beat these games. I don't know what's happening. Red pill, blue pill. I don't know what's I don't literally know what's going on in these things.
I don't want to take a pill.
I don't know why I'm in sewers with these creatures attacking me. And then I'm in another mission and there's a guy in a suit attacking me. And they're all like, I just don't understand it. Like it doesn't make any sense to me, right?
I put off The Matrix because I was told it is a movie that you will not understand the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So I waited. I saw it tangentially a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, oh, it was on cable. It happened to be playing.
Watch a scene. Watch a couple.
Yeah. And then I finally sat down and like watched it.
Okay.
I was probably right around 10 or 11,
Mm-hmm.
I think. It was right after we moved down here. It's like, oh, this isn't as smart as I like. It didn't go over my head, but it was still like, that's a lot to unpack. I don't know if I'm going to unpack all that.
Well,
tonight.
8 to 11 is a big jump.
Oh yeah,
in the brain.
100%.
Also, it's on Netflix,
mm-hmm.
and I tried to watch it this year.
Uh-huh.
Like with Tia at this new house. So this is this year, right? Yeah. And I don't fall asleep during movies. We're sitting at no Marcus. So it's just me and her watching this movie.
Yeah.
I make it through an hour. It's a long movie, right?
Yeah. You got past the pill?
I got past the pill.
Yeah.
They've done the pill.
Yeah.
He's went through the little tube.
Yeah.
It's the last thing I remember.
That is fair. Like it's again, it's one of those movies that you have to be paying attention, and nobody's got time for that.
Well, here's the problem. It's there's so many movies kind of similar that are so much better, like with graphics and action.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
Yeah.
I needed to watch that movie in 2009. I've waited too long.
That's fair.
And there's 3 of those things.
There's 3, and there's gonna be a 4th.
Now here's me though. I'll probably watch the 4th one, enjoy it, like it, and go back and watch them.
Okay.
That's something that
might happen.
That could happen.
You might get super hyped for it and be like, oh, I get it now.
Like Terminator. I watched 2, 3, all the new ones. And then before the newest one came out, I said, you know what? I've got to watch the first one. I went back through. Here's what I do. I went back through and watched them all, like in a weekend, and then went and watched the new one as it came out, Genesis or whatever.
Speaking of terrible movies,
the newer ones, yeah,
or not Genesis, Dark Fate.
The one where they go and pick him up in the woods.
I think so. The one where John Connor's a Terminator.
Okay.
I ruined it because that was on the poster.
No. What's the newest one where Arnold is
old? I think it's that one. Dark Fate.
Maybe. Or is it Origins?
Dark Fate. No. Dark Fate is not the one I was talking about. Dark Fate is the one you were talking about.
Okay.
Terminator.
You're talking about the worst Terminator is the one with Arnold not in it.
Salvation?
I think so.
The one with Christian Bale?
Yeah.
That's not the one I was thinking of. Terminator Genesis. Genesis is what I was thinking of, I think. It does have Arnold in it. Yeah, that's the terrible one. Yeah. Just bad.
Genesis is with the girl?
Yep. With the Daenerys.
Okay.
Pretty bad movie. Getting away from that. What do you think of Avatar?
Okay. Back to this. I didn't go on the Avatar. I didn't get in the craze, right?
Fair enough.
I didn't. So Avatar came out, what, 2008?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. 2007, 8, 9.
I'm going to have to fact check that too.
Check that out. I bet I'm close. It's between 2006.
2009.
Okay, 2009. So I'm a senior in high school.
The fact that I look up Avatar and it gives me Avatar, 2009 film, Avatar 2, 2021, Avatar 3, 2024, Avatar 4, 2025. Are you kidding me?
They've already got them lined up.
John Carpenter, you did good.
Yeah.
You made Titanic.
Yeah.
You make every woman cry.
Yeah. Good job.
You make Avatar.
Yeah.
You make all these people think, wow, aliens are cool.
You made all these nerds commit suicide because they wanted to live in that lifetime.
Yep. Don't make more. Like, again, it's a good first movie.
It's population control.
You don't, yeah, a little bit. You don't have to make 5.
Right. No, I'm with you.
I could do with a second. That would be very interesting.
Modern day, all the new graphics, all the new CGI.
Yeah, the fact that like that movie was the first movie that I was like, oh, this is what you can do with CGI.
Yeah.
This is the capability of these people are not actually there.
Yeah,
I believe
we got so many more movies to talk about.
God.
All right, so Avatar, didn't watch it originally. I did watch it my senior year of college, and I enjoyed it.
I respect that.
I enjoyed it. I would say strong 9-10 in my books.
I was going to give it a 9.
Okay, yeah. So I enjoyed it.
A low 9, almost an 8.
Okay, I got you. So let's go this way now.
Okay.
Jurassic Park. The original.
I saw that way too late.
Too late?
Mm-hmm.
Too cheesy?
It's too cheesy for me. But I respect it.
Okay.
It's a good movie.
So Jurassic Park is what, 94, 93?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I remember watching this as like Marcus's age.
Yeah.
It's one of the first movies I remember. And I remember scenes like the T-Rex scene. I remember that as a kid, seeing that pretty fresh.
That was pretty good for the time, too.
Strong 8 for me, right? Very strong 8. The new Jurassic Park. The newest one. No,
the second Chris Pratt one?
So, the first Chris Pratt one.
Jurassic World.
Jurassic World.
Gotcha.
Where the super crazy.
Yeah, the super dino.
But they bring out old man.
Yeah.
And he comes in and kicks that ass.
Yeah.
So, if you was to put Stone Cold Steve Austin music to when she's summoning the T-Rex, it's incredible. And people have done it on.
Yeah,
they've done it on YouTube. It's like she's summoning the door starts to open. And
you
it's
hear
like
the crash.
Dude, it's hilarious.
There are a lot of movies that if you put the right music to, it just makes it even better.
So if you had Stone Cold music coming out with the T-Rex, it'd be the greatest movie of all time.
One of those kind of times is in Infinity War when Thor comes back.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted a little bit of Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, just something.
Just that. There's the drums, and I'm like, oh, are they gonna do it? Are they gonna give me Immigrant Song?
Yeah.
Don't do it. I'm like, oh, wasted opportunity.
Here's another one that I think we're gonna be polar opposites on.
Oh,
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, all right. Here's my thing. That was my Jurassic Park. That was like at the right place at the right time. My mom was just like, oh, it's a Disney movie. Can't be that bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was super scared, but I loved it. It was one of those movies that I watched and I was like, I hate skeletons. Skeletons are my bane at this point in my life, but I want to watch it again.
Okay.
And I watched it 3 or 4 times after that.
So here's the only thing we disagree on. And I think it's timing and age.
Of course.
We're
so close, but yet so far.
Yeah. I was old enough not to care, but when I decided to care, I was too far gone.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like everything had passed it.
Again, this is my Jurassic Park. It's totally opposites.
Lord of the Rings and Pirates of the Caribbean. Wow. And Harry Potter.
How dare you?
So think about it. I was at the age where it was all sports, so I didn't have time.
Yep.
And when I did have time, the movies were already too cheesy.
That's fair.
For what was happening in cinema.
That's fair.
If that makes sense.
That's fair.
Like, technology got too good. In a 5-year span, way too quick.
Yeah.
And I couldn't catch up.
They were great for their time, but it was just like, oh well.
Yeah.
This is already old.
Yeah.
Fair enough. No, Pirates of the Caribbean 1. It's a 10.
It's a 10?
I got it.
That's crazy. So, after I watched, I got Disney Plus because I watched, I was using my dad's, and I ended up getting it because I wanted to watch, what's the thing that we loved?
Mandalorian?
No. Yes, but the musical.
Hamilton? Yeah. I wasn't sure if you loved it. I don't remember that.
Yeah, the same day
as
I finished Hamilton, I tried to watch Pirates of the Caribbean.
Wow, you waited that long?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't wait that long. Like, I'd tried in the past. I tried to give it one more go. Yeah. And I think I enjoyed it. I liked it.
It's good.
But it wasn't it didn't like blow my mind.
Yeah.
It was I can see how I was like, I can see how people like this.
I love the entire trilogy. Everything after the 3rd movie is dead to me.
Okay.
Now,
there's more than 3?
There's 5.
Oof.
If they make that 6th one and Johnny Depp comes back and he's the main character, because that was the problem with the 6th one. He was the main character, but he wasn't the main character. There were 2 main characters, almost 3. And I just didn't care enough.
Gotcha.
But Johnny Depp, the man has gone through a lot.
Yeah.
He's gone through a hell of a lot. Give him one last shot. Just one. He'll be good. Speaking
of Johnny Depp, another 10. And we're about to go down a little drug lords here. And I just can't think of the name of it. You know what I'm talking about, though.
I think so. I'll look it up.
Hang on. You can't look it up. Because I'm looking like an idiot right now in front of all these people.
You got this. I believe in you.
Blow.
Blow. Yeah.
Blow
Not bad.
is good. All right.
Yeah.
And it's good at any time frame you watch it because it's not a movie that is trying to be
anything more than it is.
anything more than it is. It's just a script.
Yep.
Another movie like that, Scarface.
Scarface.
It's going to hold because it doesn't try to be anything it's not.
That's true.
And it has a scene in it that you're always going to remember. You know what I'm talking about? The chainsaw scene.
Oh, I was going to say hello to my little friend.
Well, yeah, that's obviously. But
It's the classic.
The chainsaw scene,
Okay.
you can't unsee it after you see it.
No.
It's kind of like The Godfather with the horse in the head. Like that movie's going to hold up because it's not trying to be.
That scars you.
Yeah.
And Marcus saw it at 4.
It's great. Good for him. He needed to see that. He needed to understand that if you mess with people and you don't give them what they want and they're in the mafia, guess what they do? They cut off horses' heads.
Yeah.
And put it in your
horse
bed.
didn't do a damn thing.
Yeah. That's what I want him to know. I want him to know that you can't just mess with people because they might cut your dog's head off and put it in your bed.
No.
That's what he needs. He needs to know that.
But yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean, solid 10.
Okay.
The rest of the trilogy as well. I just saw it. I just had it in my brain. Going animation. Lilo and Stitch.
Okay. I honestly can't say that I've seen the entire movie.
That's fair. That was definitely after your time.
But I can't say that I didn't enjoy the aspects that I have seen of it.
Okay.
I've seen clips.
That's fair. It is not the best animated movie, but it is one of my favorites for one reason and one reason only. Well, two. One, I love Hawaii. My shirt currently speaks that in volumes.
Mm-hmm.
But second thing I love about the movie, Elvis.
Mm.
You just can't beat Elvis.
Yeah.
And if you're doing a Hawaii movie, more than likely, if you're doing things right, you're going to have at least one Elvis song. You're going to put up the money to get the license for one Elvis song.
Right.
They put up a lot of money.
Yeah.
For a lot of Elvis.
Right.
And it was very good.
Yeah.
So.
Moana.
Moana, it wasn't. It's not my favorite. Lilo and Stitch is like a 7. Moana is like a 5.
Okay.
Definitely after my time. Not as bad as Frozen. My little sister loved Frozen.
Yeah.
I hate the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
I did take her to go see the second one.
Mm-hmm.
And it was during quarantine. I was like, you know what? I'm not doing anything big. I should go spend time with my little sister.
Mm-hmm.
Second one, it's okay. Not
Okay.
good. It's okay. Moana, yeah, 5, 6.
Okay.
Lion King.
Like the original Lion King?
The original.
Oh, fuck, a 10.
A 10.
Like that's the bar.
Yeah, that is the bar.
Yeah.
It is so good.
Mm-hmm.
I can sing. I can probably recite the entire movie by heart.
Here's the problem. New Lion King, a 5.
It's not even a 5.
I give it a 5 because it's the same movie. It's just.
But there's no heart. There's no soul to it.
Yeah, it's just.
James Earl Jones carried that movie.
Yeah.
And he was only in it for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. So, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But
I give it a 2.
The Toy Stories. I think they're good, but they're not.
The first one was good. The second one was better. That's one of the inverse of like you make a good movie, don't make a second one. Toy Story, you made a great movie. You made a second one though.
Yeah. And
it overshadows the first one a lot.
So let's get into a little bit of scary movies.
Ooh, Halloween 2018.
Is that like your bar?
That is the bar. It's the new bar. It was not at first, but it is the new bar. Because they just said, you know what? We've made lots of horror movies off of Michael Myers. He's done a lot. But let's just cut that all out. We've got the first movie. Let's make a direct sequel. A sequel that people want. And they made it good.
So I don't even know if I had to see it. I've seen all the Halloweens, I think.
Halloween 2018 is just called Halloween. That's why I have to preface with 2018.
And it's a sequel to the original Halloween?
It is a direct sequel. but it cuts out. It literally retcons the entirety of the series, other than the first movie.
So, but it's the same characters, right?
It's the same exact characters.
She's just older.
She's just older, 30 years.
So they just cut out the other movies.
Mm-hmm. Even though the other movies did the exact same thing. Well, not the exact same thing, but like they did the same thing of just like continuing the story because Michael Myers wasn't dead. Mm-hmm. Well, in this movie, he wasn't really dead. He got caught. Mm-hmm. But then he breaks out. He's coming out.
So I did see that. That's the one where the bus flips over, right?
Uh-huh. Just the first scene with him in it at the like insane asylum, and all of everybody else in the yard is just going crazy.
He kills the guy that was like mentoring at the insane asylum.
Yeah,
he tries to actually help him get out.
Yeah, he's the one that breaks him out.
Yeah, he's okay. Gotcha. I've seen
again,
it. I watched it recently.
Such a good movie.
She's got the compound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want a strong female character, there it is.
Like
Sarah Connor.
She's built the compound for him to come back this entire time.
For him to come back and her to catch him.
Yeah.
So good.
So that's a direct sequel from the first one? Did not know that. Thought that just continued from the other ones.
It was just supposed to be a direct sequel.
Huh.
Yep.
That makes sense now.
It makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
So here, rankings within rankings. Michael Myers, Freddy, Jason. Who's the top? Who's the top dog? All 80s horror movies, slasher films.
So, for me, Jason.
Okay.
I know everybody has their different guy.
Yeah, of course.
I like the woods. I like
camping.
The camp. I don't like camping. I like that scene. I think that's the scariest. You go into camp. You're in a log cabin.
Nowhere.
And a guy with a hockey mask comes out with a machete. That's just seems the most realistic to me.
It's not even just comes out with a hockey mask to kill you. Comes out with a hockey mask to kill you while you're having sex.
Yeah, like
at your most vulnerable.
And he's the most jacked, I feel like.
Yeah.
Michael Myers is like a big guy.
Michael Myers is pure evil. Jason's just jacked.
Yeah. So, who are you? Are you team Freddy or Jason in Jason vs. Freddy?
So, here's my thing. I actually agree with the movie. I didn't think I would when I first saw it. Obviously, I saw these movies after they're already done.
I love Jason and Freddy.
Jason and Freddy it's good. Like, it's good because it's dumb. Like, it's like Alien versus Predator. Alien, the first one, perfect movie.
Yeah.
So good.
You want to know
Speaking of horror movies.
You know something funny?
Never seen it.
I don't know if I have. But you know what I have seen? All the other ones.
That's bad.
Right?
Now, well, at least the bar's set low.
No, you know, well, no. Here's the problem. The original Alien, it might need a little bit more to me now that I've seen all this other new stuff.
So, actually, I'll take that back. Alien and Alien 2 are very, very good. The second one is where she fights the queen in the mech. Mm-hmm. That's very good. That's a wonderful scene. The first one's just really freaking scary.
Yeah.
Because you have no idea.
It's a build-up to what the alien looks like.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's the exact thing. It's like you don't see, like, up until, like, the newest one, Covenant, or whatever it was, the worst one, you don't see, like, a full, like, there's no spotlights to show the entire thing.
Yeah.
It's a totally black alien creature in dark. Mm-hmm. Like, in the dark. You can't see all of it. And it makes it even more creepy.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But Freddy versus Jason, definitely going Jason. Because I just don't think that man has dreams. He doesn't sleep. So how is Freddy going to really do anything to him? He has to go Freddy has to go through other people to get to Jason. Yeah. That's kind of fucked. Mm-hmm. Like, come on. Get out your dreams. Right. You burned up in a building because you were a terrible person. Mm-hmm. Jason just died because people were having sex. I'm actually, you know what? I root for Jason a little bit more. He didn't deserve it.
Jason is the biggest baby face out of all the horror film guys.
You know what? I can't deny that.
And I also enjoyed the new Jason movies.
See, I wish they did Friday the 13th one more time. Just give me one good one.
Guess what? We're always going to want that. Why? Because we think they're all kind of decent, but we want that one great one.
We want the Halloween 2018 of Friday the 13th.
And it's coming.
It will. There was a good, like... I don't think it was a fan-made movie that got big. Like, they kickstarted it and it turned out decent. That was like, it was decent. and it showed off like how well you could pull off doing Jason again.
Yeah.
You don't show kind of like Alien. You don't show his full body. You see like it's all of the. Have you ever seen the Strangers, the movie about people just randomly attacking a house?
Yes.
It's kind of like that. So in Strangers, you're like having a long hallway scene and you're focused on the main character in the front, but in the background something starts to move and you realize they're already in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And in the fan-made Jason movie, it's like he's standing in the background and you're not looking back there, but as soon as he walks away you're like, oh,
yeah,
he was there the entire time. Oh no.
Right.
Speaking of that, Hereditary, scary movies.
I haven't seen it.
Oh my god, dude. That is
good.
It terrifies me thinking about watching that movie again.
So, The Exorcist on our bar.
Perfect movie.
Yes.
Because like
you could watch it right now.
I could watch it right now. I could rewatch it. And there's so much, again, film buff, nerd, whatever have you. I love that movie because of the craziness behind the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to be fair, the director put what's her name? The main actress. Linda Blair. He put her through hell.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she did not deserve to be that actress. But she did a wonderful job. And that movie is cursed. I firmly believe it. When the tornado hit, I was watching a documentary about the making of The Exorcist.
Mm-hmm. Had
Linda Blair in it. She was talking about like, all this crazy stuff happened. And then it got to like, oh yeah, the set burnt down twice. We had to, when we turned up the AC so we could get the cold breath actually in shot on camera, the thing went haywire and made it about 20 degrees colder than it was supposed to be. And we almost got frostbite. As soon as they got to like all of the mishaps of the on set, the power goes out. And I'm just sitting in the dark with my phone, and my friend texted me and she was like, "Hey, there's a tornado coming." I was like, "Oh shit."
Sounds
so
about
I
right.
got into my downstairs bathroom because that's the only place in my house other than the upstairs bathroom, which would have been a terrible idea if a
Right.
tornado hit.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't have windows. So I got in there, I sat down right next to the toilet, and I was just like, well, I'm already halfway through. Click.
You started watching it?
Started watching it again. I was so creeped out. Total darkness, rain hitting outside, tornado going by. I was like,
Yeah.
I could die right now and I'd be terrified.
Yeah. So I'm sure you know these things. So like there's certain scenes in movies where if you press pause are like the most famous pause screens.
Oh my god, dude.
You know what's crazy? Before I knew about these things, me and my buddies were watching The Exorcist in high school.
Yeah.
Downstairs, parents' basement, really dark. The place I've told you haunted stories of before,
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
creepy place.
Was this after the haunted stories?
This is around that time frame of we're doing
Okay.
these things.
No. You explained that. You were like, we watched The Exorcist and I was terrified.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we paused.
At the right time,
Guess what it was?
it was
It was the devil's
fucking
face, the
face.
demon face. That was
God.
just like that you have to pause exactly at the right time.
it's like a frame.
Yeah.
That's
Bro.
amazing.
Talking about being scared.
God.
Um,
There's again the making of that movie. Is it that face?
yes.
Yeah, the white face.
Yeah.
Yeah. The making of that movie is just it's like Stanley Kubrick. They made it so specific, and again, they put Linda Blair through hell to make that movie perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a perfect movie.
Yeah.
And it terrifies everyone that sees it.
Yeah. So here's another one, and you might have been too young. I was the perfect age. I think if you were too young, by the time you watched it, it was too cheesy.
What was it?
Paranormal Activity in theaters.
No. I was actually super into it when I was too young.
Did you go to theaters to watch it?
I did.
Okay.
I thankfully my parents don't watch this. But I went with a friend
Mm-hmm.
and a group of friends,
Yeah.
and we all went with one of their mothers.
Mm-hmm.
And then she lied and she said, "Oh yeah. These are all my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Similar
they're all
story.
they're all blonde hair, blue eyed, brown hair. blue-eyed, and I was the only tan one there.
Yeah.
She was just like, "Oh,
We adopted him.
we adopted him." And she went. I think she went and watched like
Something else.
some chick flick, and she was like, it's a scary movie. It was like Halloween that year.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, let him just go be scared.
Mm-hmm.
God, it's such a weird movie. It's cheesy. It's cheaply made, but well made.
Which made it better.
Yeah, exactly. Like you firmly believe like ghosts are real and they're gonna kill me.
Yeah. The movie was like, it goes Exorcist, Paranormal Activity.
Okay.
On like the scare chart, as in that could be real.
That could be real, and I'm terrified of it.
That could be real.
Yeah.
Like maybe if I was to set cameras up while I'm asleep, what happens?
I've said to myself, maybe I should do that because I've been told like either I'm a stone cold sleeper or like the worst sleeper. I just roll around and whatnot. But I'm terrified to do that because I'm like, it's my most vulnerable. I can't do that. I cannot record myself sleeping and then know that somebody was in my house.
Could you imagine?
Moved.
I'm getting goosebumps thinking about that.
I am too.
Could you imagine?
I hate it.
What happens in that house, any house, while you're sleeping?
Even while you're not there. Like right now, I'm not at my house. I haven't been at my house all day. Somebody could just be in there.
Yeah.
Somebody could be in there waiting for me.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Half the time when I get home, I go straight to bed. I don't check my downstairs bathroom. I don't check my kitchen.
Right.
I don't check my laundry room. There's plenty of room in there for somebody to crawl into.
Yeah.
Like, I probably shouldn't be saying this. If somebody wanted to come and find me and hurt me, they probably could.
Yeah.
They just have to wait.
Yeah.
And let's be honest here. A lot of those people, they have a lot of patience.
So the movie that got me, I don't know if I've talked about this. I think I have. The movie that got me, I was 5 or 6, about Marcus's age.
Yeah.
Dad let me watch it. Leprechaun.
Yeah, you've told this.
Bro.
that is the movie that I saw way too late. And I was just like, this isn't scary.
Cheesy later. Not cheesy as a 5 or 6-year-old. And guess what? The other movies are cheesy. So like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the hood, out of the, all those are cheesy. The first one still kind of holds a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you don't see him as much. And he's vulnerable. Because he doesn't have his powers. So he's really killing people.
Yeah.
How he has to.
Gotta.
Because he's got to make you fear him.
Yeah.
To get his powers.
Yeah.
He's got to recharge.
Here. So what do you put that at?
The original Leprechaun?
Because at this point, I don't think we're ranking anymore. We're just talking about good movies.
I mean, I put the original Leprechaun at like a 7.
Okay.
Because I watched it at that age, and it literally gave me nightmares for like 6 years.
Here's a question for you. Have you ever seen American Werewolf in London?
No, but I've heard it's incredible.
It's incredible. It's not a perfect movie. It's a 7, an 8.
That's Rogan's favorite.
It's a 6 or a 7.
That's Rogan's favorite.
Because, like, the transformation scene, it's pretty late. Yeah, we're going a little long.
Man, we hit 2 hours on this?
No, not yet.
We're getting close.
We've been talking for 2 hours.
Yeah, all right, keep going.
But no, the transformation, like, obviously it's a werewolf movie. There is a transformation in there. But it was the first good, like, you see the transformation. And it was, like, in the 80s. It was all practical effects. Here's the thing about me, film buff and all that. If there's practical effects more than there's CGI, I'm more than likely going to give it a higher grade. Just because
it's more real.
It's real. And there's the art to it. Like, you can't just do a practical effect bad because then it's just bad. But if you do a practical effect well and sell it, then and make people be like, what the fuck is going on there? That's when it's a good movie.
Yeah.
That brings me to another horror movie.
Okay.
The Thing.
The Thing. That's in the snow?
Kurt Russell.
Yes.
Yep. That, again, practical effects. They did a lot of work for that movie, and they made a good freaking movie.
Here's the thing. With scary movies, I need to see less of the thing that is scary.
Okay.
You know?
I can respect that.
Like, I don't need to see...
Again, Alien.
Yeah, okay, so like in the new Jason movies, I don't need to see Jason kill 10 people.
Nope.
And then get stopped.
Thinking about this, like, storyboarding out in my head, if you were to redo the original, like, Friday the 13th, you know, is it Kevin Bacon in the original?
Yeah.
When he gets killed, like, stabbed through the thing, I don't even need, like, the build up to it. because you see him like stalking the house and looking in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need that. I just want like when she gets up and walks away and he's sitting there about to smoke, just the machete comes up through it. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
God, again, good practical effect.
So Jennifer Aniston's one of her first movies is Leprechaun.
I feel like I knew that, but that confuses me.
Yeah, right? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's a little crazy. But yeah, The Thing. Ooh, if you haven't seen it, go watch it.
I think it's one of those that I've seen the cover more so than I've seen the movie.
Oh, the cover is perfect. Like it's good movies, good posters.
Yeah, great poster.
Oh,
The Thing is a great
yeah.
poster. Probably a better poster than movie.
No.
No?
No, it's a perfect
Good movie. Okay, it's a perfect movie.
Yeah, because it leaves you guessing.
I'm gonna watch one of these.
The remake is terrible though. Be sure you don't watch the remake, because that's the part where the studio came in and were like, we're spending a lot on practical effects. Just put CGI over all of it.
Yeah.
And it was terrible.
Okay. Let's go back to some more old school ones. Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz. So I put this with Gone with the Wind. They're the same rank. They're old movies, but they're classics. I respect them.
So they're eights.
Because they're sevens.
Sevens.
Because, and this is they're only a 7 because they're overhyped. They're classics. I respect them, but I don't respect them that much. Now, The Shining, however, kind of in the same vein. 2001. Any Kubrick movie, really. Mostly perfect. 9s, 10 here and there.
The Shining came out in 2001?
No. 2001: The Space Odyssey.
Oh, okay.
The Shining, the movie, and 2001: The Space Odyssey, both Kubrick films, made in like the 70s, 60s.
I've never seen 2001.
It's weird. If you liked Interstellar, you might like that one.
Okay.
Let me look. 2001, because one of the things that I was super confused about was like 2001: A Space Odyssey. Was that made in 2001?
The only thing I know about that movie is that's where Ric Flair's theme song came from.
Yeah. It was made in 68.
Okay.
So that's the thing. I like it. It's like looking back to like the Jetsons, right?
Yeah.
The Jetsons are set in 2002.
Yeah.
Puts things in perspective.
Right.
So 68, looking forward to 2001. It's not too far off.
Right.
Well, we didn't get to space like we were hoping we were going to. But it's 68. We were almost there.
Yeah.
Like we were on the cusp. And fair enough that Kubrick was like, yeah, there's a lot more we could do in a short amount of time. And we failed. We failed Kubrick.
We did.
we haven't hit space like we were supposed to.
Gotcha.
But no, movie that we mentioned earlier, Blade Runner. Very,
I need to check that out probably.
These are movies you haven't seen.
Yeah.
You've never seen The Shining?
I've seen The Shining.
Yeah, Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, I've seen
so
it.
Good.
I mean, I love that scene. It's one of those movies where it's
pop culture.
It's a long, slow, scary movie. So
Kubrick did not make short films.
Yeah. I'm the guy that I think we are like this. You got to have a little bit more time. You got to be able to focus on something.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to focus that long on a movie.
Yeah.
But what's crazy is I can focus on 10 episodes of 1 hour long.
Yeah.
You know? Like The
Witcher.
Yeah. Tia loved The Witcher. She knocked that out. I watched a little bit of it, but she went ahead so quick that I couldn't catch up, and I just got to watch it later. You know? Like
You haven't watched it?
I've watched like the first 2 episodes.
Okay. It's confusing. I'll let you know that first. It's confusing, but you gotta stick through it.
Yeah.
You got.
I mean, I liked what I've seen.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's Henry Cavill.
Right. Yeah, I'm a fan.
Shirtless Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Momoa might be in the next one.
Oh yeah, he is the second. He's gonna be in the. It's a prequel series of the first Witcher.
Okay.
Which is very cool.
Yeah.
That's not something that was touched on in like the books and the games. So.
That's cool.
Well, I think they may have touched on it. He was not a character.
Yeah.
He was always talked about in fantasy.
But
Mandalorian, we talked about Witcher, we talked about The Boys. We talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
It's good. Like, it's what we need right now. superheroes are way too glamorous.
Mm-hmm.
It's what Justice League wishes it was.
Yeah.
They want to be that gritty, dark superhero film,
Right.
but they can't because they gotta appease the audiences.
Yeah.
Amazon was just like, you know what? We've got this old, graphic novel series that's super dark, super gritty. It's kind of like a Watchmen.
Yeah.
Also a perfect movie.
Hadn't seen it.
Oh my gosh.
It's good.
Zack Snyder does not do a lot of good movies. Justice League, he tried. Poor guy. He had family problems. That's why they're.
Do you think this new one will be better?
Yes, I think they've had plenty of time. He's gone back into the archives. He's got all the film footage they used in the film, but I think they reshot a lot of what he needed to finish the film the way he wanted to.
Really?
I think so. Yeah.
Like had Batfleck come back and do some scenes?
I think so. And that's the thing about this is that all of the actors were like, we deserved better as a fan.
Mm-hmm.
So they were all pretty much on board.
That's fair.
Even though Batfleck was like, I hate being Batman.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, I don't want to keep doing this. Which sucks.
But I thought he was writing the script to the Batman.
He was. Well, his Batman. The Robert Pattinson Batman is not that Batman.
Yeah, I get that.
So,
but I'm saying, like, he was wanting to do the Batman.
Yeah, he was wanting to do, like, the Suicide Squad Batman. But Suicide Squad tanked. And that's why James Gunn is making 5 years later.
Oh, they're redoing it?
They're making another Suicide Squad, but with James Gunn. James Gunn.
Who's James Gunn?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
Yeah. Also.
So it's not a sequel to Suicide Squad.
It's not. Well, it's weird. They showed a trailer that was the same weekend as Pattinson, Batman.
I saw Cena was in it.
Yeah. So I think they don't have a trailer. It was literally like behind the scenes of like, we're ramping up for this. We've gone through COVID with this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna make a good movie. I can respect that.
Is Harley Quinn in that Suicide Squad?
Yes, it's the same. It's a lot of the same actors.
Okay.
I think I think the squad is different characters, but Harley Quinn is the main character.
Is it the same Joker?
No, I don't think Joker's in this one, and that's good because Joaquin Phoenix was a better Joker, and Jared Leto tried.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just bad. What a Joker character.
He was an asshole on set, and I can't get behind that. Kind of in that same tangent though. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Good.
It's a not perfect movie.
Good movie.
But it's a 9. Avengers is a 10. It's a 9. Black Panther's a 9.
Yeah, Black Panther's overhyped.
Oh, wow. Can't believe you just said that.
Mm-hmm.
So early.
You know why?
Why?
So on the DVD that came out, there was a feature on the DVD that was like a voiceover. You know what I'm talking about?
Like a director's commentary?
Yeah. So my dumbass.
The first time you watched it?
The first time I watched it.
Why?
I don't know.
That was a bad choice.
And thought it was the movie. It just confused me.
That is confusing.
And then I figured it out halfway through. And I switched it off.
Okay.
And it didn't make me feel any better.
Well, that's fair.
It was like, person stomps and kicks and throws a punch.
Oh, that's not even director's commentary. It
was like the deaf, blind, mute girl one.
Yeah. That's even worse. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It was like God. I wasn't watching it. Or I couldn't see it. I was listening to the movie and watching it.
God.
So it was behind the scene.
Ugh.
But I thought it was just in some movies it's just a lot of narration.
Yeah.
Thought that's what it was at first.
No.
And I was like, what are they doing? Like, this is awful. How do people think this movie's good? All they're doing is telling you what's happening in the movie. All you gotta do is watch it.
That's bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it ruined it for me.
No, I think it's a very good movie. It's a 9. Iron Man, the originals.
10.
It's a 10.
Yeah.
Even looking back, at the time I was like, it's okay. It's X-Men, X-Men level.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's way better.
It's better. It sets up so much.
Oh, it sets up so much.
It's like they knew what they were doing.
They didn't. That's even crazier.
Mm-hmm.
He just didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
They just wanted to make a good movie. Make an Iron Man movie. Put the little seeds there because this was also before Disney picked up Marvel. They didn't have money. Iron Man was the last shot for both Robert Downey Jr. and Marvel.
And they crushed it.
They crushed it together.
Yep.
Poor guy. He's never going to do Marvel movies again. I can respect him for that.
He's not?
He has said, like, that's behind me. And you know what? Fair enough.
That's cool.
10 years?
Yeah.
And you go out with a swan song better than any other movie at the end of a trilogy, at the end of a series.
And your character is like the one that is the one
he
top
is
of the pedestal.
Face.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think any other character will come, basically, in, like, Spider-Man Far From Home. He is living in the shadow of Iron Man.
Speaking of movies that have never been made, but we would assume they should be a 10. Very high expectations if they were to be made.
All right.
Based off of other movies that have been made.
All right. I like this.
The one movie, and it could be a series, but the one movie that has never been made.
You have my attention.
That has to be made. Because it would be the best presumed in the series or in the universe. A movie strictly on Darth Vader.
I can't say no. That would okay. Did you see Rogue One? The movie between 3 and 4.
I think so.
About getting the Death Star plans.
Maybe.
With Donnie Yen in it.
Yeah, is that the new people?
It was a new Disney movie. It was a Disney.
Yeah, I've seen
Star
it.
Wars. Okay. The scene with Darth Vader at the very end on the Tantive 4. I am such a nerd. I can't believe I knew the name of that ship. But that scene
where he's walking with the troopers.
Oh, he's walking with the troopers down the hallway, just busting, just absolutely wrecking people. Just force grip, put somebody up in the ceiling, throws his lightsaber, brings the guy back down, catches his lightsaber. Oh, so good. I saw that in the theaters, and let's just say I cried.
Yeah. So I need a series, either a Disney series, which I think would be a little bit more low budget, or a good movie.
I think they could pull off a series. Mandalorian is so good. They're going to do a Kenobi series. Here's the thing. What if... Oh, you're getting me excited, man. What if they did a Kenobi series, but at the same exact time they've been hiding, they're doing a Vader series?
A parallel series?
A parallel series.
That ends up in a movie? Or ends up in an episode? Ends up
in a episode that just brings them both to the same. So, like, Disney Plus, all right? I'm gonna storyboard this. Kenobi starts. And you're like, oh, this is a good series. But you hear trickles of, like, Vader's doing his own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just come out and they're like, we've made a Vader series at the same time. And you none of you knew. We've bamboozled you. And they just start releasing those at the same time. You get the light side and get the dark side. And it's Vader just mowing down Jedi masters.
Yeah.
Because that's what he did. He did that for 20 years.
Yeah.
He just killed Jedi, did his job, got super powerful. It's a badass story.
Yeah. That's the movie.
Well, no, that's not the movie. The movie is like they get super close to like meeting each other, but Vader gets pulled to go work on the Death Star. And Kenobi gets pulled to helping Luke more and more. Oh, it'd be so good. I don't even think it has to be like a like chronologically sound movie or series. It could be like one episode's 1 year after Order 66. The next episode, 3 years after Order 66. Next one, 7 years.
Yeah.
It could be like a 7-part series that's like time jump after time jump after time jump. It'd be so good.
Yeah.
God, it'd be so good. Speaking of things that haven't happened, but we assume would be a 10, that third Spider-Man movie I mentioned. They just Into the Spider-Verse that shit.
Oh, all the Spider-Man?
All Spider-Man all together, fighting Venom and Morbius. That'd be so good.
Yeah.
And they bring in Miles Morales, and it's the kid from Stranger Things.
I wouldn't be as hyped as I would for Darth Vader. That's like the one movie that has to be made before I die.
I think so, yeah. Before James Earl Jones dies. Because here's the thing. James Earl Jones, he is a national treasure. Do not let anything happen to that man, especially die, because we need him to do one more Vader.
Yeah.
And nobody else can do Vader. That is just a straight fact. You cannot tell me otherwise. No matter who steps up to the plate, we can have. There are different people that can play Han Solo. The guy that did in Solo was not that guy. Let's just say that.
Well, he just has to voice Vader.
Exactly. He just has to voice Vader. He just has to.
They just need
to
make him say every word in the dictionary. Or
if they do that, they're gonna sell him to Google, so Google can have Google Maps with Darth Vader.
They already did the Bible.
I know. Ugh, it's weird. It's weird. Did you see the Google is having I can't remember his name. The original Batman, animated Batman, doing Google Maps.
Really?
Yeah. It's God, I can't remember his name. It starts with a K, but it is the Batman. Batman animated series. But yeah, they got him to do Google.
That's cool.
Kevin Conroy.
That's cool.
Such a good name.
Yeah.
I wish they would have gotten Mark Hamill to do
Joker's version.
But they got Riddler. Which I like the Riddler though.
Yeah.
Riddler is a good character.
Yeah, so
I like puzzles.
Does the Riddler give you riddles on to where you need to turn?
God, that would be terrible.
Yeah.
No, he just says,
maybe turn left or turn
right. I don't know. You make a decision.
Yeah.
That's all on you, bro.
Yeah. Oh man, so many great movies that could be made.
And that's the sad part. Is like Hollywood is remaking old Disney movies that we don't need to be made. Jungle Book was good. Aladdin was the middle of the pack. Beauty and the Beast, also middle of the pack.
Yeah.
It's all downhill
There's
from here.
several movies that I would like to see like say if you're going to do a Jason movie.
Okay.
I would like a Jason's point of view movie. Yeah. That'd be a little different.
Well, here's the thing. With slasher films, it's harder to do that. Because the point of a slasher film is they're the bad guy. You can't really do a good first, like a point of view from the bad guy like that. That's what, that's what Rob Zombie's Halloween was trying to be.
Yeah.
It was trying to give Michael like a reason. You don't give him a reason. He's just evil. Right. Jason, he's mad because people were fucking and he died.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
I don't need a point of view from Jason. I don't need backstory. The backstory we got in the first movie was perfect. It wasn't even Jason. Jason wasn't even in the first movie.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, isn't it?
This is his mom. This decrepit old woman. Just killing people.
Yeah.
There was something I was just thinking about that I was like, ooh, that'd be good. Can't remember. I've lost it.
It's all right.
Dang it. We've gone for an hour and a half.
But Vader. For sure.
Like, again, they just need to do it now.
I would think
remaking movies.
Even people that are not Star Wars fans
you gotta respect it.
Would watch a Vader movie.
Yeah. He's a pop culture icon.
Yeah. And
that's again going back to the whole problem with Empire Strikes Back in today's time is that you can't, there's no surprise because it's Vader. Vader, his story. So it's not as good of a movie anymore, but it is a good movie.
Yeah.
And with Vader as a show or a movie standalone, you're gonna get what you get on the tin. It's gonna be Vader. He's gonna be looking for some Jedi. He's gonna wreck house.
Yep. I need like some Vader training footage.
Not even. Well, here's the thing. Here's something unlocking that nerd brain. So there is some things about Vader and Palpatine that aren't covered in the movies as much because there's no movie from that time period about Vader that we probably should need or could need. It's the fact that Palpatine and Vader were so at odds during the Emperor's like rise to power after Order 66. Vader's suit in the at the end of episode 3 that you see him in, and the suit that he's in New Hope, 2 different suits. Vader loses to somebody, which is crazy. I know. He gets damaged. He gets bad. I don't think he loses. He just gets really beat up. Like he gets cut and, an arm cut off, a leg cut off, something like that. But he still kills him.
Yeah.
But before he wakes up, Palpatine decides, you know what? He's getting a little too uppity. He's getting a little too powerful. He's the chosen one. I can't let him just go around doing whatever he can. So instead of just giving him another suit, he gives him a heavier suit. And he doesn't give him the best cybernetics. So he's less powerful. Basically, it's just Lucas, or, well, the story writers for those books saying, this is why Vader in the later movies isn't like flipping around, jumping and doing crazy stuff. He's stiff and walking around.
They're weighing him down.
They're weighing him down. And that's a good dynamic. Because it's like, does Anakin know? Does Vader know that he's being sabotaged?
Or do you think he's just getting older?
Or is he getting mad because he's getting older and he gets more powerful because he's mad? Rage. It's so good. It's so good.
It's great.
One last thing. If you were to remake an animated Disney movie, live action, which one would you do? I've got my pick.
Let's hear yours.
Treasure Planet.
Treasure Planet. Which one's that?
Treasure Planet is the Treasure Island, but in space. It is a movie that did not get the chance to be a good movie.
Right.
The story behind it, and God, we're an hour and 30 minutes in, but we're going for it. The movie, the directors, they made, I think, Beauty and the Beast. They made a whole line of movies. There was two guys for Disney, all animated, that were just knocked it out of the park every time. But they always had this one thing they wanted to do. They always wanted to do Treasure Island, but in space. And they never got the chance because the guys, the head of Disney was just like, well, we just don't have the money for it right now, because they wanted to do 2D and 3D mixed. So they never got the chance to do it until finally they got the chance. But the chance they got, the slot they were given, was right after Lilo and Stitch came out. No, not Lilo and Stitch. I'm sorry. It came out the same year as Harry Potter. 1, I think. Let me fact check that. It was one of the Harry Potters. It was the same time frame, like right at Christmas. And it was just like, why am I going to go see an action movie in Christmas? You know?
Right.
Action movies are supposed to be in summer. And they just put it into winter next to Harry Potter, which is already going to sell out. Yeah. Like there's no guessing about that. So let me check. Harry Potter. No, it was Chamber of Secrets that came out that year. Okay. So it was a sequel to one of the best-selling books. It was a sequel to a movie about the best-selling books for kids. Right. And you're putting out a kids animated movie about Treasure Planet or Treasure Island
with no hype.
With no hype? Why? And the trailers, if you go back and look at the trailers, they're terrible. They're really, really bad. And so to me, it's just like I want Treasure Planet to get the same recognition that, you know, Emperor's New Groove gets. Emperor's New Groove is kind of in that same vein of just like early 2000s Disney animation. Right. But Emperor's New Groove, everyone knows and they love it. But Treasure Planet, I've talked to a lot of people. Some people are like, oh my God, I love that movie. Yeah. But a lot of people are just like, what movie?
So I think they're going to do it. I think it's already in the works. The one I want. And you probably know where I'm going with this. Hercules.
Yeah. I'm down for it.
Yeah. I think they could really do a great Hercules.
Didn't we do, like, our casting choices?
Chris Pratt.
Yeah. That kind of makes sense. Yeah. Didn't we say Channing Tatum?
We might have. Chris Pratt.
They're both a little old, though. I think that's what I said the last time. Yeah. They're a little old. I want a young guy. I want a guy that's super scrawny that can do the Steve Rogers and just bulk up. So, but Treasure Planet, I mean, Atlantis.
Yeah.
That would probably be really good in live action. Yeah. You do like Tom Holland. He would probably do a really good Milo. Just super nerdy and scrawny. I think that would be a good movie. God, I'm just remembering all of those old movies. Ooh. Do you remember old DreamWorks movies?
Some of them.
What do you think of Prince of Egypt? Because I think that's a 10.
I would have to rewatch it.
I mean, it's the Moses story, or not Moses. I can't believe I said Moses. Is it Moses? Yeah, it's Moses.
Okay.
I was thinking for some reason Moses was Noah.
Oh no.
But it's the Moses story. It's Prince of Egypt. He's a prince of Egypt, and then he leads the Jews out of Egypt across the Red Sea. But it's such a well-made animated movie for no reason, and it's got a star-studded cast for no reason, and it's it's the music alone. Oh my gosh, Let My People Go. You've probably heard it plenty.
Yeah, I probably have.
So good. Road to El Dorado.
I'll check it.
I'm trying to scattershot here. Road to El Dorado. Have you seen that? Ooh, also very good.
I'll check it.
You got those are movies Marcus would probably Prince of Egypt is Old Testament Bible story, so
gotcha.
Well, he's watched Chucky and The Godfather. He's probably fine.
Yeah, he probably figured it out.
But yeah, Prince of Egypt, Road to El Dorado's fun. It's just a dumb kids movie, but it's well made.
Yeah.
Last movie that I've got in my brain that I want to talk about. Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead?
Shaun of the Dead.
The funny one.
The funny one.
Yeah, not bad.
That trilogy, the Cornetto trilogy. It's Simon Pegg and the other guy.
Yeah.
And shoot, I can't remember the director's name. He's my favorite director. I'll think of it. But Scott Pilgrim versus the World. That he also did that movie. Baby Driver, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, End of the World. All good movies.
Yeah.
You're tired. I could tell.
It's a lot of information.
Yeah. I've got you a list. I've made it.
What's the cute movie? Indian in the cupboard or
Indian in the cupboard?
what's that?
That's what it is.
Is it?
I think the Indian in the cupboard.
What about that movie?
I remember seeing it once.
Go back and watch that, bro.
What?
Yeah, bro.
What a pull, by the way. It's like pulling out Matilda.
Yeah. Dalmatians.
Home Alone.
I'm gonna go 10.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Indian in the cupboard. I can't believe you pulled that out.
Not the other ones as much.
Okay.
Just because they're
well,
same script.
2 is the best movie ever because Trump's in it.
Yeah, that one scene. Yeah,
the one scene.
But
down the hall to the left.
Home Alone 1, I think every kid needs to watch that movie at the right time.
At the right time to be independent.
Yeah.
So
I was probably watching that at between 6 and 10. So it was great timing.
Yeah, it's fair
for me. Yeah, man. All right.
It's an hour and 42 minutes. I think we did hit one of the longest podcasts.
It's definitely one of the longest. I think we've went 153 on one.
That was Tank.
That was Tank?
Yep.
You think so?
I think
the longest
so.
one?
It was. Well, I know Tank's was the best. It did the best.
Tank's 60-minute Broadway was the most organically viewed episode
no, it was a
we
chat
did.
With Gunner.
No, it wasn't.
He did chat with Gunner because he did. You remember we did the picture with him.
Yes, but that wasn't the one that got the most views. That was bringing him on the second time for Chat with Gunner.
Okay.
Yeah, that one did normal. For some reason, the one we did live with him on the 60-minute Broadway.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like literally, I didn't even plug it on Facebook ads, and woke up the next morning.
I'm pretty sure that was when I was still over there.
Yeah,
I was on a laptop.
10,000 views when I woke up the next morning, and I didn't plug it. I was like, "What?
Why?"
Yeah, no clue.
Of all things, well, to be fair, it's Tank. Respect.
Yeah, but it had to just be a mixture of
why.
It had to be a mixture of what person in independent wrestling saw it and shared it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's
out of respect for him, and it probably went that way.
Yeah,
it had to be one of those things.
That's fair.
But yeah, man. All right, we covered a lot, a lot of nothing.
All movies.
Yeah, a lot of movies. So now I got to figure out what movie I'm going to watch when I get home because I have the house to myself for tonight.
Yeah.
And tomorrow night. Jeez. And half the day Saturday. So.
You got some choices.
A lot of people say, what are you going to do? You going to go out? You going to party? No. I'm probably going to do some laundry.
It's quarantine.
Maybe try to clean up a little bit. Maybe watch movies at the house. Maybe order a pizza tonight. I might get crazy.
Oh man.
Mountain Dew, maybe a brownie.
Whoa,
Bro.
You really just not giving a.
Nope.
Wow.
Yep. Diet's
Can I
over.
go over?
Diet's over, bro. Diet is over.
I'll order a pizza and we'll just veg out.
Yeah. I think I'm going off the diet for the remainder of the year.
The remainder of the year.
The remainder of the year. Because here's the thing. So I got down to like 205, and I could see everything, right?
Okay.
But literally, I was just physically smaller as a human, right?
Okay.
Biggest difference that I notice is in my clothes. So I don't necessarily enjoy my clothes fitting loose.
Nobody does.
But I don't like my clothes fitting tight in the wrong places.
Nobody does.
Okay. So all my shirts, like this shirt now, like it's fitting me better. Fits me tight through the shoulders, through the neck, through the chest, through the arms.
The
but
places
it's
you
loose
want it.
in my belly, right? I dig that. So my shirts fit me like that when I'm about 230, 240.
Okay.
Anything above that.
That makes me feel bad.
Yeah. Well, anything above that, now I'm getting thick. And my shirts are starting to fit tight everywhere to the point where if I was to like sit down, you can like see I'm thick. 230, I can sit down and still be flat.
Okay.
240, 250, there's a little bit of an unnecessary hump there that I don't necessarily agree with. 205, there's no hump there.
And
but it's almost the same
terrible.
as 230, except I'm just smaller.
Okay.
So I don't like that. I would rather have more in the belly and be bigger everywhere else. And look better in a shirt. So, diet's off, which means McDonald's, back to the fast food diet. We might fast a little bit, and we're going to pizza.
You know what? I've got an idea for the next podcast.
All right.
Just because maybe it's me being selfish. This is your show. You can say no. Maybe next podcast we talk about, like, goals. Like what your goals are now that you're off a diet. Like,
okay.
what are your body goals? And you know what? I'm going to have a list. If it's just me and you again, we're going to talk about my goals. Because you just talking about all of that made my gears start to turn.
So here's the deal. Here's what we'll do. Next show, and this is, you got to hold me to this because we'll go off on a tangent.
Yeah, I know.
I write my goals down every day.
Yeah.
I've got a notebook that literally I write my goals down. I try to do it every day. If not, I'm at least every other day.
I've got one that I've left here for the last 2 weeks.
Okay, so I write down every day, and I number them 1 to 20. I try to write down 20 goals every day.
Okay.
And I try to make it to the point to where I'm remembering the goals that are most important. Those are the ones I'm writing down the most. Then I'll go back after a week and figure out which ones did I write down every day from that week that I remember the most. Those are obviously the most important goals that I want to accomplish. So I'm trying to make these goals like financial goals, like business goals, personal goals, body goals, like you can call it spiritual goals, but like self-educating goals, like that type of stuff. So I try to do like 5 of each, which puts me right at 20.
Okay.
So let's do that. Let's go 20 goals.
A day?
No, let's just go 20 goals on next Thursday.
Okay.
Let's try to do like 5 like workish related, 5 just like you related, like whatever that might be. Body.
Self-improvement. Okay. Let's do it.
That's a good way. That's a Tony Robbins structure.
Because I feel like, and maybe this is just me, I feel like if I put this on the show and we hit like, it'll be 7 days, 9/17. I can tell myself I did on 9/17/2020. I made a list, and I can hold myself to that list.
We can call we'll title the episode Ethan's List, and that way we always know where it is.
We just do it in black and white.
Yeah. And then we'll set a date to review it. So I like 90 days. So 90 days puts us into the new year.
Okay.
Roughly.
Yeah.
I like to work off 90-day goals.
Okay. Let's do it.
So and mine are a lot different than they were. Like my previous 90-day goals were a lot was very heavy on my body.
Yeah.
Which translated to being like finding positive outcomes in other avenues.
Okay.
My balance was off though. I always have bad balance. Let's talk about this. Let's go ahead and get into this a little bit.
All right.
So
this is going to be the longest podcast.
Here's the problem with goals. For me, I get obsessive over a particular goal because I feel as if it's hard to multitask. you can't really multitask and do things exceptionally well. You can multitask and do things okay, but you can't do anything exceptionally well. So if you're wanting to set a goal to be strong, you have to be all in on being strong. But now your diet might not be as good. Now your physique might not be as good. Now your the way you talk to people at home might not be as good. Your self-improvement might not be as good. So within the past 90 days, I've went gung-ho in different areas of my body. And then I'd say the past 3 weeks or so. No, let's backtrack. Let's say out of the past 12 weeks, 6 of those weeks were extreme body.
Okay.
The last 6 of those weeks has been more of a focus on self-improvement and business. But I can't get these things to balance.
That's fair.
And I don't know how. And that's what I'm reading those things now. I'm trying to figure out how to balance. Balance is time management, but balance is also mindset.
Yeah.
And it's hard because you got to be on all day.
Yeah.
And you got to be structured. You got to be consistent. And it's just hard.
Yeah.
So that my goal is to figure out how to balance my goals. That's my main goal. That's my top question. But next week, 20 goals.
20 goals.
20 goals.
We got this.
All right. Guys, go over to YouTube. If you're still hanging in there with us, go over to YouTube. Go subscribe, hit the bell notification, go to Apple Podcasts, do what it is that you do. Leave a review, and then go over to Spotify, click that link. I was telling Ethan that we hit our most views in 1 week on Buzzsprout, which is surprising because I'm not promoting this at all. Which means, Ethan, we have a built-in audience.
Oh my God.
Even if that audience is what we would consider small on scale compared to the world, it's actually growing each week because we're not having to advertise to get more people. So that's kind of cool. So we'll keep going, see what happens. But it might also be the fact that I had to upload 3 episodes last week because I've been lazy. One of those things. But it is what it is, and we've been doing it. We keep doing the thing. So next week, Ethan's goals, my goals, we'll talk about them. We'll break them down, and we'll see where we go leading into 2021. Can't believe it's almost been a year. Seems like we were just talking about getting started on this year, and now here we go.
We were going to have a really good year.
Yeah.
And then when we started doing this podcast,
the pandemic started.
We started talking about everything.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. So we see you guys next week.
Bye. And I did the research. This is now the longest episode.
What's the longest?
This is.
This is?
Yeah.
So the title of this episode is the longest episode.
Yeah.
Great.
I have literally been holding you back so that we get there.
Perfect. All right.
All right,
congratulations. We just hit a PR. Longest episode ever, Chat with Gunner history. All right. Peace. Bye.